how do you do DevOps for SAP PI? And if you're not using DevOps, how can you actually improve the change management process so you're spending less time on it and getting a better result? Integration is like plumbing. If it works, nobody cares. If not, you're really in trouble. And a lot of companies are really relying on PI, PO for all their integrations needs. So this is what connects to all your business partners, your cloud systems. And it's really a good tool for that. One of the things I've seen is that it does miss some tools for change management and testing. They have added some, but not really making it as automated as we can. So the change and the case I just wanted to show you here is that we've been requested by the business to do a change in a mapping and a communication channel. And you would have created a ticket in ServiceNow or whatever ticketing system you have used, and you would send it to the developer to fix it. And now this is normal development fix of changes, that you need to make a change, then you need to perform some unit tests on it, you need to create an updated documentation, the scenario you have, you need to ask the business to actually fix this thing, or test that it works. You need to get approval from architect, you need to transport it to QA, configure it, ask users to test again, transport, and configure in production. And all of these is really manual steps that involve a lot of effort, and the more we can actually automate of this, the better. With the Figaf tool, we can automate all of these different places in it and generate all of this automatically. So let me show you what the process looks like in the tool. So here we start at the Figaf tool. We have connected it to a number of systems. We have created a landscape on our PO system saying it goes from our DPO system to our P73 system, 74 system. And so here we have the Figaf tool, and what I wanted to show you is that we have installed it, we have connected it to a number of different PI systems, and we have then created a landscape that covers these two systems. And I've already made the change, and then the next thing is I need to make a ticket for this thing. So I'll create a new ticket, fix mapping, it's me that is assigned to it, and the landscape I want to use is this one. So you always know if it's your PI landscape or whatever, or CPI landscape, and you'll just create a ticket that covers this. Then you can obviously put in whatever ServiceNow ID you have and a link to the ServiceNow incident, just so you have a better understanding about how to go back and forth between these two things. Next is we want to assign the changes that we have made on our PO system, and we can see there is a communication channel and a message mapping that have been updated recently, and I could filter on user and see that it was the changes that I've made. So that's pretty cool. Then now we know what has been changed as a part of this. Next up is we want to look up if we have any test cases for these things, and we can see we actually got quite a number of test cases here. We'll just select one. Normally you'd select all of them, and then you want to save it. And what you'll then create is you will then have a test suite that covers all the changes that occurs in this message mapping occurs in. You can then run the test case, or you can assign it, you can open our test suite, and then we have here, we can see that this is the one we have assigned. We can say run, and it will then run our development system. We also have the option to run it on any of the other systems that we have in our landscape. So we can run it on our QA and development system if we want to. We will then see the result here. We can view the result and we can see what was changed here. So let's check it out, what the diffs. So we can see that there definitely was some changes in the price, and there was a line that was added here, and with that we know, okay, it is what the business asked for, and we're good to go with this change, or we know what to fix and where to go with these things. So we can then say, okay, now this is our target that we need to be using instead of the current result. So now we have tested, and we are pretty thrilled with the results we have, and we can go back to our ticket. Next up is we can create our transports, and we will select our landscape, we will select the enterprise service repository, and this part will also be automated, so you don't need to create all these different objects, and it will just create the transport automatically once you go and create transport for these things. So here we have the repository and the mapping change. We can see if we need to import it. We can see if there's actually a comparison, what has changed between the things that's actually applied in the current environment and the things we have. So we can see when it was changed and what are the changes that actually is going to happen here. So we say we will send this to approval, and then I'm also logged in as an approver, and I can see the same information, and we'll approve it, and then we can import it. Now I only have a QA system here, but if you had more systems, you would obviously be able to see the full landscape and import it on the different systems as it goes along. And you can also, we are going to improve this and figure out what customers actually want about automation of these things. So that could be something like, once you have imported, it will also do all the same test again, and you will be able to see how this test works. So we can also do it the same for our directory object, and directory object is a little different because here we have a communication channel, and a communication channel needs different configuration in the different environments. And that means if we go here, we can look at our transport configuration for this, and our transport configurations allows us actually to see what parameters is changed in the different systems. So we can say, okay, the target directory, we want to set this as a specific value in our target. So this could be host information or anything like that that you have as non-transportable. Here you can configure it in one place and say, okay, now this is good. And you can then go back to your transport, and then you can send it to approval. The user can then approve it. And you can then start the import if the system is connected and everything like that. And here you can also see what was actually changed. So it's a new communication channel that we have not configured there yet. And you can select import, and we can automate all this testing and everything like that in that progress. But the cool thing is that you're getting this transport configuration, and once this has been set as the transport configuration for this environment, it will be the same once you import it. So the developer cannot go in and change it again. Then you would need to create a new transport with the new transport configuration in. So one of the things that, so now we're thrilled with our project and everything goes okay, we can then go to the reports tab, and here we can generate a report that shows everything that we have created for this specific task. What are our issues, what are the information that we have, what are the objects that have been changed by which user, what are the test cases or integration objects that have, how many test cases do we have for these things. We can get our testing report, we can see how many things that went wrong with this, and then we got our transport, we can see when they were imported and how that went. Another part that you often want to do with this is you want to get documentation of the scenario, and we do have that on the scenario level. So what you can do here on an ICO level, you can generate a documentation, and normally in a PI world you would do this with a lot of copy paste, creating all of these changes. But the thing you'd often miss is that you're not updated. With this, you can actually see when the scenario was updated. You can see all information about channels that were used in this scenario, mappings and stuff like that. So with this, you're getting a way that you can generate the documentation and then put it into the solution description. And this really saves a lot of time because, and it is not something that developers really enjoy doing. So now we have actually been able to make a change, document it, test it, transport it, and creating all of this documentation that normally would be required require a lot of time for a developer to actually do, and we can do it in just one tool. We can take the Excel about the ticket and put it into ServiceNow and say, okay, this is actually what we have done for this specific case, and we got all the information that has been changed when it's been imported to production or stuff like that. So I hope you saw all the different things that we can actually do. We just created the change and the business link. We documented it, ran our test cases, we did the transportation, and we did configure all the flows in the landscape. We did test, or we could test it in QA, and we could also transport to production with the same approach. So some of the other features that we have is we have rule-based alerting. So that means that you're receiving these alerts that are coming up because of a PI error. You can then set up rules about who should act on this. A lot of time you're seeing that it's master data, and you just need to inform the business user about this purchase order has been created without some specific master data, and they can then go and fix it without having to involve the PI department in it. We are also working on an automation of your full migration process, so you can just select a number of interfaces to be moved in a certain way. It will do configuration and transport them along the way. And then we also have the same process for supporting CPI and API management, where you can use just one tool, no matter which of the platform it is, to handle the full development process. So if you want to try it out, we have a free version of this. You can go to figaf.com/IRT, try it out and see how it works in your system and what you can use it for. So thanks for watching.